the idea of using Chopin's last piano on stage and let's just see what we can get out of it for the next 20 years until it's ruined. This is not a valid plan. As eager as pianists are to use the imprimatur of this instrument in their own career, to put it on stage and get famous using Chopin's own piano, that's not really valid. Again, we talk about the intellectual rigor of the pianist who has learned how to play these things, and is patient to wait for perhaps better to play on a new replica than basically to use up this rare artifact and to deny its understanding from a generation 100 years from now needing to study this same piano. They'd better find exactly what I find and not something which has been ruined. You understand. So the direction which I can hopefully fulfill is to put enough new pianos. May I say that a new piano, a replica of an antique, is going to be somehow basically more valid to the understanding of this artifact than it is to try a few notes on this broken old piano. You're not going to get the same effect. If you want a concert effect, you want a concert use of one of these old instruments, you basically need to make a replica. It's not quite like a violin, which can be represent itself quite handsomely on stage 300 years later. The piano is more delicate in the way of retaining its sound. It tends to lose sound, which a violin. It works that way. We need to make replica pianos. We don't quite need to make replica violins, except that there are too many violinists. We could say this. So I have a career. I have a function, which is to make replicas of the Chopin era pianos for the Chopin Institute. This is one big project, and they take it very seriously. And I have done, for example, I've made a copy of Chopin's Warsaw Builder. In the 1820s, he had a Buchholtz piano in Warsaw. And I have made such an instrument. And it's a miraculous thing, a beautiful, beautiful instrument, answering perfectly Chopin's description of Buchholtz as having a pleasing touch and an alluring sound. And I can tell you that the Viennese mechanic in the Buchholtz is just particularly balanced in a very tactile way. It feels wonderful, that keyboard. And the sound is quite especially well developed. He was a master of this Buchholtz. So there are discoveries to be made in the world of Chopin and in the peculiar preferences he expressed for Graf when he was in Vienna and for Pleyel when he was in Paris.